All right, people, welcome back to the Kaiba Show. And this week, Hulu said, hey, don't leave us out. We got a little horror action too to give y'all with bad hair. So let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba
All right, people. So Bad Hair is starring your boy Jay Farrell. We also have Lena Waithe in the movie, Vanessa Williams, and we have Elle Lorraine starring in it also. And it's directed by Justin Simeon. Basically, the premise of this movie, we have an aspiring young African American woman trying to be a VJ in the television entertainment world. And, growing up black in America, we always have to be told that we don't look a certain way. And that's because we have to look like, the European counterparts that are basically the standard in the business world. And this young lady goes out and gets a weave sewn in, and then horrific things take place after that. And that's all I'm going to say, basically, for the premise of the movie without giving too much information away. And let's just get straight into it. To be honest with you guys, when I first saw the trailer, I thought this movie was going to be okay. But for the most part, it was fairly decent. I actually ended up liking the movie in the long run. So basically, in a nutshell, the story was pretty good. It wasn't the best. Like when it comes to, let me say this, when it comes to a horror plot, it was pretty decent. From the trailer, it just looked like but then when you sit down and watch it, and you understand the concept of the movie, because there's these folklores from like the slavery times that deal with the slaves and the Native Americans, and the way they incorporated that into the storyline, it actually ended up working. So the storyline was pretty decent. The acting was good. There was nobody in the movie that rubbed me wrong when it came to the acting. Everybody did a pretty decent job. Oh, and I forgot to mention Blair Underwood is in this movie. So he did a good job. And the horror aspect of the movie was pretty good. Is it the best horror? No, but it left me entertained. I wasn't scared watching this movie. It's not on some Exorcist, Conjuring status, The Conjuring, but for a horror element, especially with a Hulu movie, I was actually kind of satisfied. I felt like they did a good job with what they had, and for the most part, I was entertained. I that was the most important thing for me, was the entertainment value was there. Like I said, is this the best horror film? Definitely not. But for the concept that they thrown at us and the way they incorporated it with the elements that they have for the story, it actually end up working. That's what I'm going to say about this movie. And I think it's definitely worth checking out, because one, we don't have too many black horror movies out there, and for the most part, this is one of the better movies that came out in recent years. The last like decent black horror film was probably Tales from the Hood. I've heard there's a part two and part three. I didn't even waste my time, because the few people that I've seen it told me that they're not good. So I haven't even wasted my time to checking them out yet. But for this one, I think it was a well made movie, and it's up there, and it's worth checking out and watching. Like I said, there's some African folklore in it, and I love how they shine light once again on how the standards of beauty and how it affects us as African Americans in this country, and how we have to live up to a certain standard and present ourselves in a certain standard. And we don't have to do that. We should be able to wear our hair a certain way without getting ridiculed. And it was actually sad, because part of the entertainment industry that this young lady was in was actually ran by a bunch of African Americans, but we're always told throughout history that you have to look a certain way, you have to straighten your hair, and natural hair is not cute, it's not professional. If you Google professional, non-professional hairstyles, most of the times, black hairstyles are going to pop up. So I think that's another reason why I dug this movie, because it shined light on, hey, like rewrite the standard of beauty because we have so many different types of cultures in this country. We just can't say the European look is the standard of beauty and everybody else's look. No, you can't do this, you can't look this way, you can't act this way, and so forth. So I think that's another reason why I found this movie to be very entertaining, because besides the horror element that they brought to us, I love that they shine light on that. And it was basically kind of like a teaching moment with this little horror thriller movie that they also presented to us. And Lena Waithe had me cracking up at the end. There's this funny part with her that had me dying. Like I was almost in tears. I haven't laughed like that in a horror movie in a long time. So this one scene at the end in particular, she did a good job. So with that being said, on the Kaiba scale of 1 to 10, because the horror element was decent, it wasn't great. The story was decent. I'm gonna give this movie a solid 7. It's definitely worth checking out. The entertainment value is there. It's not the best horror movie. I don't want you guys going in there thinking that you're going to be scared. Some people are easily scared, but with this movie, it's not too scary. It's just that the way they did it, the way they capitalized on it and executed it, it was better than what I thought it was going to be. So with that being said, basically I wasn't disappointed like I was with Antebellum. I'll say that. So check this out. It's on Hulu. It's streaming now. I believe it came out yesterday on the 23rd. I just finished it. So it's definitely worth checking out. So with that being said, you guys know the drill. If you like what you see and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. After doing that, hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And please leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know what you thought of Bad Hair. And as always, hit that like button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.